Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, January 14th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I would do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol PHIO. Monster move today, and now a good solid little pattern here has formed. So let's get this pattern drawn into play. So the top part of the pattern is the resistance. Now I'm going to draw it right there. Yes, you could potentially use that if you wanted to and have a couple of trend lines in there, but I think this trend line, in my opinion, is going to be the more relevant one, but you are obviously more than welcome to disagree with that. But as far as bottom part of the pattern here, we have this lower trend line right there, which is, oh, that's interesting. So and that's why I like to do these when the market's still open. But as I speak right now, actually, let me change this to green to represent support. But as I speak right now, price is right at that level. So that's the first question moving forward is, will the price continue to maintain above that area or not? Market closed here in about 16 minutes. So if you're watching this video or if you're looking at the video and it's, the market's closed, and that'll be the first question is, did the price actually honor, did it respect this pattern that's forming here on the chart, or did it break down through? In the event it did break down through, next key area of support that you'd want to keep an eye on, let me change the look of this one, there we go, would then be down here around $5. And if somehow you're saying, actually, Clay, not only did the price break to the bottom part of this pattern, it's actually closed down below $5, then I would say this is a totally ruined pattern, and that would be a pretty big red flag. I'm not going to say that the chart is epically destroyed, but I am going to say, yeah, things are looking very, very shaky. Now, to be fair, maybe this thing bounces up here and gets to break through that top part of the pattern. But like I said, market still closes here, and now 15 minutes, so keep an eye on that dynamic. But overall, as of right now, from a pattern standpoint, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right here. For you golfers, put the golf down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So not guaranteed to go upwards just because it's bullish, but that would be the dynamic that I think a lot of people are watching, which could produce some self-fulfilling prophecies. Next one, GCTK, and in my mind, this one's pretty straightforward in terms of levels of resistance especially, but it's all about that level right up there at 18.5 cents. Going back to the history of things, you can see this little grouping right there rejected it, and even today during the opening 30 minutes rejected. So that's not to say that 18.5 cents can ever be broken, but very clearly that is where the sellers are hanging out at, and that moving forward, if there is going to be any sort of bigger surge of momentum and breakout, 18.5 cents is certainly public enemy number one. And then on the flip side of things, in terms of areas of support, all about that purple line right there, which even if you have just a basic understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of the 50-period moving average, which is what that purple line is representing. And when the price is up above it, assuming you're bullish, you want to see the price stay above it. And that's exactly what's been going on here. Like I said, very, very nice job of respecting that level right there. And then even again, later on this afternoon, current value of that moving average right there at 13.5 cents. So it's really as straightforward as that. Key area of support, 13.5 cents. Key area of resistance, 18.5 cents. Next one here, SLRX, and one of these that had a very, very powerful morning, big breakup, pulled back here, but even with the pullbacks, not like the chart's totally destroyed. So if you're someone that does like to play pullbacks, well then, here you go. And, I know sometimes people are, they would like to wait for pullbacks because they don't want to be the person that buys the top. But the suckers that bought the top, yeah, they were buying way up here. So that's not to say that it's still going to be a guaranteed winning trade. All I'm saying is at least you can, eliminate that worry of, am I going to be the person that buys the top? No, that has come and gone already. So as far as areas of support are concerned, I think we have a very interesting lower trend line right there. So let me change that to green. You can just see right here that, several times the price has bounced right off that level. So is it guaranteed to bounce off there again? Of course not. There are no guarantees. Is it plausible? Is it a valid thought that the price could go down there and bounce off that area? Absolutely. And then if the price does bounce, main area of resistance in the near term right here at that level right there, that resistance trend line right there. So keep an eye on these couple dynamics here. But like I said, big picture wise, you still got to call the chart bullish because it's not like it's closed the gap. It's still nicely above its moving averages. But yeah, preferably speaking, you certainly want to stay at hold above that trend line at the lower part right there. So we'll see what happens on Tuesday. Next one here, KAPA, and we got ourselves another nice little pattern here, one that we've already talked about. So let's get this drawn into play here. So the top part of the pattern Going to be the resistance portion of it right there. Bottom part of the pattern. Let me get these couple lines connected here. Maybe you see where I'm headed with all this. So I am going quicker, but like I said, I want to respect your time. And, we've already talked about this. So we have our, no, that's pretty bad. There we go. We have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the big explosive move right there. Again, for you golfers, put the golf down here. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, if you like this price range down below $5, then definitely keep an eye on KAPA. Next one, NVDA, and the bleeding continues with lower lows and lower highs, and the first key update comes about based on this rule, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. For those of you that watched a video from last week, hopefully remember me talking about that 134 mark as support, but with the price now below it, that would be considered an area of resistance. And then in terms of levels of support now, I would definitely say the new level that you'd definitely want to see hold strong is 130.50. If the price were to come down there and break through there, at that point, you're basically right back to where it started at the lows of today. Because to be fair, right now, there is a nice bounce underway. The price was here. It's worked its way up there. But if the price were to go back below 130.50, then that's literally the price having gone right back to where it was. And hopefully I'm stating the obvious when I say that's not really a sign of genuine power, where a price makes a great move and then goes right back to where it started. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but I am saying that is why 130.50 is a very important level of support. But as of now, yeah, nice little bounce underway. But, question number one, can it stay above 130.50? And then question number two, will it have enough strength to break above 134? We'll see what happens. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage here you can use to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one, QBTS, and we had this sideways channel that was forming, but today the price has now broken down through the channel and gotten more blood to the downside. So I'm just going to do a little house cleaning. We'll get rid of that level right there. And as I talked about on NVIDIA, when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So that'll be the first key update. So if there is any sort of attempted bounce and then curl back upwards, right there at 475 will be the first key question mark of whether or not the bounce has any sort of genuine strength by being able to break above $4.75. So keep an eye on that. And then in terms of areas of support, just zooming things out here, you can see that it's been a long time since the price has been down around this area. But the next key area of support would be down here at these lows right here at $3.67. So just so you can see where this is coming from, you can see right there, found support, found support, found support. Does not mean for sure guaranteed it will once again find support at 367. But it does go back to that question of, is it at least a logical thought? Absolutely. And in fact, that's basically right where the price bounced off of today. Not quite, but very close. So 367, definitely key initial area of support. Next one here, PLTR. And this one's got a nice little pattern here that's starting to form. So let's first get the bottom part of the pattern in play here. There we go. Change that to support. And then we have the upper part of it right there. Change that to red for resistance. And this would be a falling wedge pattern, which is actually a bullish pattern. You would think the falling wedge is bearish, but actually the rising wedge is the bearish pattern. But this is a falling wedge pattern. And what I like most about it is PLTR, very, very popular stock, which still doesn't guarantee anything, but it does introduce the whole idea of self-fulfilling prophecies, that much more of a possibility, because if there's just that many more eyeballs watching the same patterns and wondering the same thing, doesn't guarantee it, but it certainly makes it more than valid to think that if the price were to break up through the top part of the pattern there, that break in of itself could create additional buying pressure. So if you like very popular stocks, you like falling wedge patterns, definitely keep an eye on PLTR. Next one, RGTI, and like a lot of these other stocks here, these areas of support have continued to be broken, so therefore these areas now need to be converted into areas of resistance. And what I'm actually going to do is adjust this level down, because this one bled so much today that, yes, $9 is a level of resistance, but before I'd really put any sort of emphasis on that, the first key level that would need to be broken right there now at the $7 mark, so keep an eye on 7 in terms of areas of resistance. And then as far as supports are concerned, as you're seeing here, I'm having to go back quite a bit of ways into the chart's history just to figure out where the next level of support is. So in other words, it's been a long time since the price has dropped back down this far, but the next key area of support right down there around $5.75. So it's getting very close. That's not to say that it's guaranteed to bounce from that area, but I would not call you crazy for thinking that there is a good possibility you could get some sort of bounce off 575. But as always, that is why risk management matters, because there's no guarantees. It's all about just trying to figure out and make decisions that are based on logic and probabilities, but there are no certainties, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, the bleeding here continues on RGTI. Next one here, VRME. I probably should have put this at a different location, the watch list, just so I can go through it. But I'll tell you right now, it is a bull pennant pattern, so hopefully that you have not already forgotten about that term. So there's our area of support. So we have resistance, we have support, we have the big upward move right here, we have the golf hole down here. So here we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So we'll see what happens with it, but you got to give credit's due. Nice final 30 minutes on the day right here. Does this continue on up? Does this momentum carry into Tuesday? We'll see what happens. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and you're probably saying the same thing I am. Wow, what a final 30 minutes. I mean, nice surge of volume. Big old green candle yet, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos. Notice right where this big old surge has been rejected, right here at that red line that was drawn into place last week. So that's not to pat myself on the back, but it is to pat charts on the back. And if you don't believe me, I'm not offended. Just go watch the top 10 video from last week and you'll see me putting this line into play. But that's just the long way of saying is 402.50. You would expect to act as a resistance, and so far it is acting as a resistance. But that all just brings about the question of, on Tuesday, does this volume surge result in a big breakout? Or at least not necessarily a big breakout, but a breakout that is, up through that level, which technically speaking would be quite the accomplishment, because there has been the sideways channel, which also illustrates how crazy today was. Because when you stop and think about it, the day started off with a break to the downside of this sideways channel. And then all of a sudden, by the close, you can see the price is now doing battle with the upper part of that channel. So a nasty fake breakdown of the channel to recover all the way back up and now knocking on the door of the top part of the channel. So that's going to be the big question mark moving forward. Will the price be able to push out of this sideways channel? Let's see what happens on Tuesday. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a moment, but for you stock traders out there, again, if you liked what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool, then definitely go get signed up for the free class. Like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So hope to see you there. And as far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these and you're looking for an easy and totally free way to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification, I am now on the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours and not 30 minutes. And I like to do that because Bitcoin is open 24/7, and this will just allow me to look at a longer time frame and then keep this video relevant for as long as possible. And I'm going to walk you through some questions, and based on how you answer those questions, that'll dictate the current status of things. But a very, very crazy past, I don't know, we'll call it 12-ish hours, 15 hours. 92,000 has been a very, very, very important level from a technical standpoint, and over the weekend, things were not looking good. It broke below it right there and was bleeding. Price got all the way down below 90,000, and now you can see very, very impressive recovery where it's actually back up above 92,000. So the question that I've been throwing out there for the past several days where I've done this is once again back in play. So question number one you need to ask yourself, and let's just say you're watching this video 15, 20 hours from now, is where is the price at relative to 92,000? Any answer that the price is above 92,000, that is a good thing. That's a good situation because that at least implies that as of now, the price is maintaining that gain and has, not given up all these gains. Whereas if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is down below 92,000, well, we now have ourselves another key level, and that would be right here at the lows of today, which were down there at 89,000. So if you're saying the price is, and you're answering the question if the price is down below 89,000, that's not good at all, because think about what that would be implying. That would be implying that the price has given up all these gains and then some, and that's just not good from a bullish standpoint. So really, it's all revolving around 92,000. Is the price still above it? If you're saying yes, that is a good thing. The further up above 92,000, the better of a thing it is. Or if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is now down below 89,000, that would just be more continuation of the bears taking up and taking over that much further. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to definitely get signed up for the free live class, because what you'll learn about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So as mentioned, it'll be later this week, Thursday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. And as I had already mentioned, if you enjoy these videos, if you appreciate me doing Bitcoin and you want to support the channel in an easy and free way, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does help out. So thanks for watching, and make sure you go get signed up for that free class.